Yes, hello everybody and welcome to episode 30 of the weekly wrestling show, hashtag Total Barkout. And on this week's show, we'll be looking at the WWE storylines heading into this week's
Hell in a
review.
Cell!
Yes, this week's review, Hell in a Cell. We are without the Jizmy this week as he is putting an official request for a holiday as it's his birthday. So, yay, welcome to the Almost Dead Club. But we love you, Jizmy.
But of course, we are,
Yeah.
we are celebrating a birthday of someone that we care deeply for.
I mean, this week, like I said, there's a birthday or something that we do care deeply for. We sometimes bitch about him.
We disagree with a couple of his beliefs.
Yeah, sometimes we're like, yeah, seriously, dude, you're out of order. But we do care for him, and we want to say on this show, happy birthday, because
CM Punk!
Because you are the
Best in the world! Happy birthday, CM Punk.
Yeah, so CM Punk, many happy birthdays from all the team. Okay. A round of applause for CM Punk. Yay! Anyway, so we won't have just me stats this week, but don't worry, it just means we have a shorter show. Before I go any more into the show, let me first say who was with me this week, in case everyone knows who you are, Your Majesty. But I shall say that some say he is so geek that he doesn't use a sat-nav because the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi told him to use the Force. And when he gets into a taxi, he tells the driver to punch a cheery. It's the Geek King. How are you doing, Geek?
I'm over the moon.
Absolutely. Here with our CM Punk birthday cake. Very nice stuff.
I like how you got the little straight edge logo. It was cool.
Yeah, well, you know.
But where's the lightning bolt?
My dog ate the lightning bolt.
Damn it, Yoda.
Yeah, well. But anyway. Yeah.
Not just at your dog either. Sometimes I just feel angry at Yoda.
Yeah. Lightning bolt tasty it is.
You know, if you just killed Anakin when he was a kid, just putting it out there.
In the world, CM Punk the best is thereof. But, yes.
Smell what the Rock is cooking, I can. That was actually a Yoda laugh there.
Tag team champions, I am. Right, now, as I said, something else to also explain. Now, last week's episode hasn't appeared on YouTube. You guys are probably going, wait, Stephen, where on earth is last week's episode number 29? Well, believe it or not, my PC decided to go, fuck your episode 29, and it now exists only in the realms of the Netherworld.
That may or may not have something to do with me. I may or may not have hacked into your computer.
Yes.
So that the world got a better view of me.
Right.
I may...
Are you saying you censored this broadcast?
Or may not thought that me screaming at Eric Van Jisney walking off the set of hashtag Total Markout right out the studio door for about 5 minutes to calm down.
Yes.
Was not a good idea to air.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I didn't. But all that other stuff happened.
Yeah. Basically, the true events of episode 29 are as big a mystery as who drove the Hummer. You know, and all that jazz.
Who lifted the briefcase at King of the Ring 99?
Exactly. So the question is, who did it? We don't know. But this episode, if it's being broadcast, woohoo!
Who's the tag team champions?
Yeah, but I also lost the project files for episode 28. I started the MP3 for that, but at least that was supposed to be episode 29. Nah, gone, kaput.
However,
the
quiz will be aired.
Yes, the quiz will be aired this week, so you can get to find out who exactly won the hashtag Total Barkout Quiz Championship. Was it retained by Eric Van Jismy, or was it won by the Geek King, making him a two-time hashtag Total Barkout Quiz champion?
I'll give you a clue. It wasn't SteveJones313.
Yeah, I don't think I could win. The only way I could win a wrestling quiz is if I was facing maybe Dixie Carter. But yes,
Vince Russo feels fuck all about wrestling.
Exactly. But anyway, I really don't need this shit. We don't need it either, so go. But so let's just get straight on into the show that we do have, where we're going to go with the first segment as we look towards the storyline. So you can send to Hell in a Cell. Dan, what do we call the segment?
Hell in a Cell Predictions!
What did you just say?
Hell in a Cell Predictions! had to do it twice, did you?
No. But the second time, I needed to know what you said.
Oh.
It's pretty hard to create a jingle for.
Hello! It's on!
Oh, God, man.
Roll the jingle.
We already did.
I just said roll the jingle.
So you want to roll it again?
It's already rolled.
Yeah, we rolled it, and then you said roll the jingle.
And it rolled again.
But I have to press the jingle button.
Done!
Okay, Dan. I have two questions. One, am I the producer?
No. The
Wait.
boss.
I'm the producer. It's in the credits. Right. And two, where did you get a jingle button? I said jingle button, not jiggle button.
Jingle.
Oh, God. Okay, so, Hell in a Cell. Okay?
Hell in a Cell.
And we know there ain't no jiggly in a Hell in a Cell. Well, not since Rikishi was there.
Oh!
But yes, we have a lot of matches. There is one match that has been announced on SmackDown. Hasn't been announced yet on the WWE website or anything like that. Surprising that WWE are spoiling their own shows. It's not like they would ever do that. But the matches we can tell you is, first of all, we have Alberto Del Rio versus Randy Orton.
But you already knew that.
We have the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz versus Kofi Kingston.
Gimmick stealer.
We also have the Tag Team Championships, both of the Tag Team Champions. You know, they both happen to be.
I'm a Tag Team Champion!
I'm the Tag Team Champions!
I'm a Tag Team Champions! I'm a Tag Team Champions!
Yes. Right. So you got Team Hell No versus the Road Scholars.
I'm the Tag Team Champions! I'm the Tag Team Champions.
I'm the Tag Team Champion.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No! 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 I'm the Tag Team Champions.
Anyway, versus the Road Scholars and Hell in a Cell. We'll have the World Heavyweight Championship. Sheamus versus The Big Show.
Whoa, fella.
And then, of course, the WWE Championship. CM Punk versus
Feed me more.
versus Ryback.
Feed me Punk.
Exactly. So, let's talk about these matches and the storylines pertaining to them.
Alright then.
Alrighty then. So first talk about Alberto Del Rio and Randy Orton.
Do I have to?
Basically, Randy Orton.
Basically, Big Show beat the fuck out of Randy Orton after Randy Orton was jumped by Randy Orton, and Randy Orton then faced Randy Orton. And Randy Orton then got suspended for 60 days and was then pushed into a main event caliber match and was then suspended for 60 days and given a number one contendership and was then suspended for 60 days and...
Basically, Alberto Del Rio injured Randy Orton. Randy Orton got pissed. Randy Orton went match. They get match. Moving on. Shall we move to the Intercontinental Championship?
Do we have to do predictions?
I thought the prediction was nobody will care.
Randy Orton will get suspended for 60 days.
Randy Orton will pick up the win. Okay.
But you already knew that.
Yeah. The Intercontinental Championship. Kofi Kingston, the trademark sealer.
Boom! 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 Bitches!
And the Intercontinental versus Mike the Miz Mizanin. For the Intercontinental.
Who?
Mike the Miz Mizanin. The Miz.
Ah. Woman!
Yeah.
Hoorah!
For the Intercontinental Championship.
I predict this to be a good match.
It could be.
Main event match, kind of.
It'd be interesting to see Kofi Kingston.
You enjoy the main event match?
Didn't watch it. I think there's too many WWE programs.
Yeah.
I really think
It's getting to a point where they're overkilling it.
Yeah, they don't want to hire me as the
Which
boss.
is what's good about it is the fact that there might be too much WWE programming.
Yep.
But NXT isn't really WWE programming because there's not many. It's kind of its own little world in the universe.
Oh yeah, but don't tell Jisby that. Because I get his point. I really do. It's just like, no, you can't have points. But basically what happened with this one, this was really out of the dark. What's it called? Larry King was doing an interview show on WWE, and Miz was the guest. It was the Miz's birthday, and the Miz basically was like, say he's going to make the show more interesting, he's taking over and all that jazz. So Larry King said...
Which I call bullshit, first of all, because you weren't wearing blue.
Yeah. So,
Blue World Order.
Yeah. So,
we're taking over.
So, basically, Larry King says, well, you suck as a guest, I'll get someone that's actually entertaining. Out comes Kofi Kingston.
Which was ironic, because during the promo, Kofi Kingston is not entertaining.
Yeah. Now, Kofi just starts getting on with the interview, which I thought, fair play. You know, just ignore the Miz. The Miz started getting bitchy and was talking to Larry King. Larry King's wife throws water in his face, and Miz looked like he was going to smack a bitch. So Kofi...
And he would.
Yeah, and Kofi went, fuck you, and started attacking. So basically this led to Kofi Kingston...
Kofi had a match in main event.
Yeah.
Then challenged the Miz on main event.
For a
title match next week at the main event.
I'm
saying that's what he challenged him for the match next week. Then on Raw...
Mike did the Miz. So Mike was like, keep going, Mike the Miz Mizanin. I'll explain why later on, but
at Mike the Miz.
Yeah, the Miz had Kofi as a guest on the Miz show, or Miz
at
TV.
True Kofi.
Miz TV, yeah. And basically said that you've never won it. He kept talking about his WrestleMania win. Seriously, dude, get over it.
As I've said it before, you main eventers didn't headline.
Yeah, and
nobody went to that WrestleMania thing. Ooh, I'm going to watch the Miz.
Yeah, and the Kofi basically said, "You're right. Maybe I need to wake up." And he basically goes to beat the shit out of Miz. They have a match.
Suit pants.
Yeah, they have a match, I believe, that night, and Miz
Kofi kicks him right in the fucking head.
Yeah, but
so what? Laura, who doesn't like wrestling, was there watching, was sitting down watching it. Turned around and went, "Well, you can't fake that, can you?"
I always love it when people like that say that. But then, of course, the main event, as you said, Kofi Kingston picks up the Intercontinental Championship.
Very good match. Good back and forward match. They gave it about 20 minutes on an hour show.
So
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Really good build up on main event because they do video packages and interviews before the match. And the video package was good for Kofi because he acknowledged that while he was born in Ghana, when he moved over here when he was 2 years old.
Yeah.
And then grew up in America and, but still had this quite an African sense about him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And The Miz was kind of like, what was great about The Miz was he did the video package and it was like kind of similar to the WrestleMania one, where it was, you can hate me now, you've all said I wouldn't make it and all that. It was very similar to that, but it was quite cool. By the way, that WrestleMania, then too, Cena and Miz video up two of my favorite edited videos.
Yeah.
But get back to Kofi and Miz.
Yeah.
Kofi was then interviewed by Josh Matthews.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your match coming up, blah blah blah? And he said, I'm feeling good. I'm going to do well.
Mm-hmm.
But Miz wasn't interviewed, and usually everyone's interviewed beforehand. It's kind of like real old school wrestling, interviewed as they go before they go out. Mean Gene,
especially at main event.
Yeah. Instead, Miz did a promo in ring and said how JBL hated me, and but I earned his respect. I proved him that I was good enough. And JBL did nothing but put him over the entire match. But he put Kofi over as well.
Of course.
Which was a good thing about JBL, was he puts everyone over.
Yeah. So obviously Mike has his rematch clause. So the Miz.
Well, when he lost the match at main event, he kept acting as if he hadn't lost the title, as if it's been stolen. He was kind of almost delusional about it. I'm still champion, really. I'm still champion.
So
SmackDown, he said he's going to have a main event, and then he has Miz TV, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah. So at Hell in a Cell, it's going to be the Miz versus Kofi Kingston. I think Kofi walks away with this one.
Easy.
Interesting if Miz wins and they do a back and forth thing between the two.
It would make sense until New Year. It would make sense. But of course, the talk is they're going to put Miz into the main event again.
Yeah, but there's one thing I still say about all this, and I've said it since we started doing Total Markout. Draft. Been saying it at the start of the show, guys, and I mean it. I won't change on that one until someone can prove me wrong.
Talk is Miz is going to go back to the main event. Kofi's going to hang around the mid card to prove himself a bit more.
I think
then Kofi's going to be.
I think they should be using I think they should use Miz as like a sergeant. You know, like you got your generals or your ring generals. I always consider them main event, but you need your sergeant. You need someone to be the top of the big card. Dolph Ziggler needs to be moving into main event because he's doing everybody else such a strong favour. But come on, you got to give the guys, because if he's always the guy that can never quite make it.
Match of the week, him versus Daniel Bryan on Raw.
Basically, with Dolph Ziggler, the only thing I can think of that would be a positive reason for why he's doing what he's doing is if they're trying to make him the next Edge. Not the character, but the way they built him. He could never quite make it, but then all of a sudden, you got the opportunity then.
Maybe the next Shawn as well. There's similarities in Shawn.
Exactly. But that's what I mean, like, in terms of the way they're built up, not characters. Always say, who's going to be the next Stone Cold? I always think that's a bad question, but who's going to be the next one to explode like Stone Cold did? That's a fair question.
CM Punk.
Yeah, I think that is a fair question. No?
Stone Cold was in the WWE for a few years.
Yeah.
Then he exploded overnight. CM Punk was in the WWE for a few years and exploded overnight. And
by the way, guys, I strongly recommend you check out an interview that Stone Cold did with THQ regarding WWE 13. It was WWE 13.
Yeah, Paul Heyman interview.
It wasn't Paul Heyman. It was this
him and Punk together.
No, it was a very timid guy interviewing Stone Cold Steve Austin. The guy played the part of a really scared guy, but I swear to God, Stone Cold is as you would expect Stone Cold to be. Tough son of a bitch, getting real pissed off real fucking quick, especially when CM Punk is brought up. So, the best way I could...
Apparently this is all work.
Yeah, it is
but
all work.
At the same point, there's like, Austin's shooting quite a bit, whereas Punk hasn't shot anything really out of his direction. It's kind of weird. It's weird for me to feel that it'll work if it's not going to lead anywhere, which it's not going to lead anywhere. Anyway, next match would be the Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, Team Hell No versus Road Scholars. This could be interesting. I don't think we're going to see new Tag Team Champions. You could get away with it.
Easily see new champion if it's going
to be. But let's explain how this all came to be. This started way back when Daniel Bryan and Kane were feuding against each other. And
obviously, we know how they got together. We know how
anger management.
And by
the end of the anger management,
they were Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, they were going to form a team and to work together, and they had to get the tag titles. So then was it the name after the tag titles?
Names after the tag titles.
So eventually, the fans got to vote a name. It's going to be Team Hug It Out, Team Hell No, or Team Friendship, and thankfully the order of Team Hell No. And then immediately the Road Scholars attacked them, although they weren't known as the Road Scholars at the time, were they?
They were. No, that's when they declared themselves.
So they got attacked, and then Booker T pretty much announced
the next SmackDown. Yeah, he announced the Tag Team Tournament.
Tag Team Tournaments,
which featured the Usos.
Usos primetime players, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. It featured
Team Cobra.
Team Cobra. It featured
Justin
Mr. Cara.
Yeah, the International Airstrike.
Yeah, that was Justin. Is it Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd? I featured them too.
Road Scholars.
Because the Road Scholars. Isn't that all?
No, it was Primo and Epico.
Oh, yeah, Primo and Epico as well. No, I think
what was the semi-finals? It was millions of dollars versus Mr. Cara, Road Scholars versus Team Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
Team Cobra beat the National Airstrike.
Well, hang on.
Usos,
primetime players, Mr. Cara, Road Scholars, Usos, Epico Primo, and Cobra. Did I mention Cobra twice?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that would be 7, so there's got to be an 8th one somewhere. It would have been a random... There would have been 2 people thrown together as well.
You counted Epico.
Oh, yeah, Kofi and R-Truth.
Of course, the original Tag Team Champions.
Which is why they led to break it up.
Yeah.
Because of it. Alright, so it was basically... At the very end, Road Scholars managed to pick up the win on a Monday Night Raw, which meant that they were the new number 1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. Road Scholars were a very good tag team of Cody Rhodes and David Sandow.
I'll tell you what, they gelled instantly.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, not afraid to play the slightly dumber of the two, which I like taking on Raw.
Yeah.
David Sandow cuts a great intellectual pro, and I like this one because it wasn't contradictory to its own purpose.
I didn't have a fucking clue what he said.
Yeah, precisely. And then afterwards, Cody Rhodes goes, what he said, which is just...
and gives the look as well.
Well done, Cody. That's an element of a great comedy but serious tag team.
Yeah.
I like the small changes, like the shaking hands into the cartwheel.
Oh, I thought that was amazing.
Mm.
It was like the subtlety of it as well. And he's instantly into it. It was like, oh yes, thank you.
But yeah, so tag team championships are on the line at Hell in a Cell. I think Team Hell No going to walk out with the tag team championships.
Yeah, I think he's going to look for a moment though that they won't.
Yeah.
And then they'll like King or choke.
I think it's going to be the explosion between the two. I think we might see an all-out brawl between Daniel Bryan and Kane, then cut short by Road Skulls. I think we're going to try and work that to their advantage. The World Heavyweight Championship with that fella and...
well, it's the Big Show!
The Big Show, of course. Right, this pretty much started when Big Show returned. And he had a number contender match with Randy Orton, and Big Show won, which surprised the fucking world, considering we know what the WWE's
he's been, like. He's had this ironclad contract and jobbed out every fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, but he still gets paid millions of dollars. But no,
hashtag money making scars.
But all this time, Sheamus hasn't taken Big Show seriously at all.
45 seconds, fella. No, it's a good thing it wasn't 33. 33 seconds. 33.
It's like, what's this about dirty trees? I don't get it.
33 seconds.
33 seconds.
Your last title in less than 33 seconds.
I don't know. You should have a point of conditions to shut the fuck up, really.
The last title.
But basically, this is the crux of this is that Sheamus can't hit the bro kick on the Big Show, and the Big Show's WMD is more powerful anyway.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
Come Hell in a Cell. Weapons illegal.
Yes.
Take the leg out. One-legged Big Show, one knee is the size of a normal man. Yep. What's a normal man have? Bro kick accessibility.
But reverse that. You leave a one-legged Sheamus, and you're fucked.
I am hoping to God that the Big Show, after beating him up, throwing him into a cell, throwing him outside of it, because if it's anyone who can manhandle Sheamus, it's going to have to be Big Show or Mark Henry, someone like that, has to have the ability, because Triple H could do it, but you're kind of going, yeah, you're just the same size as him, so I'd expect you to. Someone like Big Show, you're going, yeah, you can do some real fucking damage. No one believed Daniel Bryan was going to damage him.
Yeah.
No one believed Alberto Del Rio was going to damage him.
Yeah.
But with Big Show, you're going, yes, you can knock this man out. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Problem being, Big Show's a heel.
Uh-huh.
Big Show sucks as a fucking heel. But Big Show is, contrary to belief, Big Show is entertaining.
Yeah.
But you know why he's believed to not be entertaining?
Because he can't play.
Because he's constantly a fucking heel.
Yeah. He's a better face. People prefer the face, not just because they want to get behind him, but also because as a heel, it's
boring.
It's because people just see, like, when he's a heel, he's the dumb giant. When he's a face, though, he's smart. Explain that psychology to me. But anyway.
When he's the face, he comes out in his hoodie and his jersey, his top and whatnot, and just walks around in some jeans. Yeah. The moment he's a heel, the fucking suit comes on.
Yeah. So, question for you: how I think this one's ending? We know how we want it to end. How we think it's going to end?
Bro kick. Bro kick.
I reckon.
I see two bro kicks though. I see one hits him once.
Yeah.
Doesn't go down.
Yeah.
He'll be the first man not to go down after the bro kick. Hits him again. Goes down. Maybe a chair shot or something is involved at some point.
Yeah.
Pins him 1, 2, 3. Clean win. What is clean to win if you get in the house?
Yeah. I see Sheamus picking up the win.
However, I see Sheamus losing in Survivor Series. Whoever he faces, I see him losing the next pay-per-view. Because I have a funny fucking feeling it's going to be Randy Orton.
Well, I see Sheamus beating the Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. I see the cell being raised. I see him celebrating. And I see Dolph Ziggler.
Of course, Mr. fucking Ziggles.
I see Ziggler coming out, fucking him open with the fucking briefcase. Just BAM! Motherfucker! Cashing it in.
Thinking about that though, because I was thinking they're not going to do it with Big Show.
Yeah.
Maybe Show wins again.
And then gets
it cashed and broke. And you know, Sheamus has that temper. Hits him with the bro kick afterwards to show that he can beat him.
Yeah.
By the time he's walked out, well, Big Show is recovering just about.
Yeah, and just see a zigzag.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Or even just
runs out. As he runs out, goes to cash in. Sees Big Show's on his feet. Back of the head with the briefcase, which you know is pay per view. You can get away with.
Yeah.
Gives the briefcase to the referee. Says, "I'm cashing in. I'm cashing in." Bang! Zigzag. 1, 2, 3. And make it even fucking shorter.
Yeah.
No, make it like a minute. So he has the 2 shortest title wins in history.
Yeah, exactly. So, so with that. Now the WWE Championship.
Feed me more.
At Night of Champions, there was a double pin when CM Punk and John Cena pinned each other, basically. Both their shoulders on the mat. So CM Punk walked away with the WWE Championship. Now John Cena was pining for a rematch, and CM Punk said, "No, you are not getting me at Hell in a Cell." Then Mick Foley comes in one week, tells CM Punk, "Right, if you want to prove that you are the greatest in the world, you want to make your legacy, accept John Cena's challenge." John Cena injures his arm during this time. So John Cena gets injured this time. So as a backup plan, at the end of the show, as CM Punk is leaving the arena, he walks past Mick Foley, then kicks him in the gut to attack him, and then he starts to walk away. So he has to go back and finish the job, except...
me more.
But then something off camera scares him. We turn around, and there we see Ryback.
Me more.
So, Ryback is over the next 2 weeks starts getting in CM Punk's face.
Wake up!
Because we know that the next week is JR Appreciation.
Appreciation,
Yes, that's one. And JR's in the ring, bringing in Michael, and CM Punk comes out and basically says, "I'm going to show JR respect, just like you guys, so you guys know how to respect the show.
Because you're the best in the world at what you do."
Yeah. So what he told JR to announce to the world that CM Punk is the best in the world at what he does, Jim Ross said, "I'll happily do that if you accept John Cena's challenge at Hell in a Cell."
This all reeked to me as well at this point.
Yeah.
We've talked about this on past shows.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. CM Punk is the best in the world.
Yeah.
Is the WWE champion.
Yeah.
And you keep flogging a one-armed man at him.
Mm-hmm. It's pathetic. You know, you wonder why people are like, "Oh, well, you know, how are we going to build new stars?" Yeah, by putting John Cena over them. That's how. A one-arm can't work John Cena is better than your CM Punk, greatest in the world, greatest wrestler you have on the card. Really? Really? So anyway.
Really?
So basically, afterwards, CM Punk tells Jim Ross he's got 2 choices. Leave the ring and with his tail between his legs, or fight CM Punk. Jim Ross goes to walk away. Smart move. Then...
Beat me. That's what he does in the first one.
Yeah. And Ryback comes out, stops halfway, looks at Jim Ross, and then pretty much with an arm gesture goes, "Follow me."
Yeah, doesn't say anything, just looks at him and goes, "Let's go."
Yeah.
And you're going, if that man looked at me like that, I'd fucking walk as well.
Yes, Jesus, I shall follow. He gets in the ring and it's just like, oh fuck. Gets so close to a fucking...
They don't do anything that time. It looks as if he's going to fight him, and then you have Paul Heyman, and I'm not going to be able to do my Paul Heyman impression like I did yesterday, which was just as me and you talking.
Yeah, which was
me and you talking. I just happened to
great.
hit a great Paul Heyman impression out of nowhere, and I'm going, shit, why weren't we recording?
Yeah.
But
I think we were in Burger King time, weren't we? As well?
No, we were in Spoons.
Oh yeah, we were sitting over.
Yeah, drinks,
it was the first time we were in Spoons.
Yeah. That was cool. And we got and we were talking about
don't fight for free.
Yeah, and he's going, "No, Punk, please don't do it.
Yeah.
Please, just Don't make them. You're the best in the world. Don't fight for free. Come on, Punk.
Yeah.
Leave Punk. Leave Punk. Show them you're the best in the world. Here, show them you're the best in the world. You're the WWE champion.
Yeah.
Show them.
Now, skipping ahead a bit, basically, eventually what transpires is Vince McMahon comes out a couple of weeks later to give the State of WWE address. Now, this could have been an interesting part. And then when it first started, I was thinking, oh, this is going to tank real quick unless something happens. CM Punk's music hits.
Well, no sooner do you think, oh, it's going to get really boring really quickly.
Yeah.
And he goes, this is where the best fight the best.
Yeah.
And you go, ooh.
Yes.
Something little in your head perks up. Almost like a dog with it, your ears perk up and you go, oh, hello, what's that? What's that? Did you just say the best in the world?
Look in my eyes. What do you see? CM Punk with Paul Heyman coming out holding the bottle of pie.
Which I need badly in the next game.
Yeah. CM Punk strutting out as he does. And basically what happens is that CM Punk immediately starts berating Vince McMahon for not showing him the respect he deserves. Vince basically says that he'll show him respect if he faces John.
Well, he gets slapped in the face, doesn't he?
Eventually. And CM Punk goes, you've been slapping me in the face for years! Pow! Kabooey! Smackaroo! Right? Boom! Vince McMahon goes down like a fucking stunner.
Was down quicker than Stephanie McMahon in the locker room.
Anyway, basically, so I was just flashing, she was in the Divas room at the time.
Allegedly.
I thought she was in the Divas locker room at the time. I'm just... There's a reason why AJ has that smell. But anyway, call it an initiation, right? But anyway, she, no, that's not she, Steve. Stop rubbing your nipples.
I wasn't. So, my hand's not winning.
Right. Anyway, so CM Punk starts throwing up the rap and Paul Heyman's going, oh no, you slapped him.
What you do? Why? Why, Punk? Why'd you do that?
If Vince McMahon looks at the ring like, and Punk's like, what? You gonna fire me? Gonna fire me?
I should fire you right now.
Yeah, Vince McMahon goes,
oh, I'll fire you all right. If you don't agree to face me tonight!
Oh, no.
Immediately, CM Punk starts nodding, at which Vince goes,
and then, you may beat my ass, but not tonight, by God, you'll learn something about respect!
At which point you've got Punk going, alright, we'll see you tonight, we'll see you.
And Charlie Manson smile.
yeah. But the thing is, he's obsessed, CM Punk legitimately is obsessed with serial killers.
Yes, he is.
He has a huge he loves to read about them and to see, because he thinks that the way the mind works is how a great heel should work, and he has a point.
Yes. Well, I smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's right through your spine when you see that serial the stare. It's like what's similar to what the Norm guys got. That 500 dash stare. You're like, ooh, fuck me.
Yeah. So basically,
of course, it's completely different to what the girls think on Tumblr.
Yeah.
Isn't he cute? Oh, that look. I swear the ovaries explode.
Yeah.
Apparently that's a thing. CM Punk can explode ovaries.
But anyway, later on that night...
I'm not even joking. That's what a woman signed to Raw, a house show.
Yeah.
It said, CM Punk, when you look at me, my ovaries will explode. And he looked at her, grabbed the sign, signed it for her, gave it back to her, and took a picture with her that went onto WWE.com and went over and is now on Tumblr. And it was, yes, it happened to me as well. And I'm sitting going, well, thank fuck I don't have ovaries, because apparently they will explode.
But anyway, this leads to the match, a great match between the two. It was just all a fucking brawl.
Oh.
Both guys look strong. Vince McMahon slid across the table. It was brilliant. Like,
why did no one else fought that?
I know. But then eventually, CM Punk escapes to the crowd, leading to the infamous crowd incident, which we're not going to go into because But Vince McMahon goes,
by next week, you either pick either John Cena or Ryback, or I'll choose for you.
So next week, CM Punk comes out. He's got some kind of portrait thing, covered in by Topolin or Michael, whatever we call it. And he says he's going to announce who he's going to face. But then, because the fans won't shut up,
won't show some decorum.
Yeah,
his words is that.
Yeah, he says he's going to take the rest of the night to the side. Vince McMahon comes out and
he
says...
first does a Stone Cold and looks at an imaginary watch.
Yeah.
And then Paul Heyman shows him and he goes, oh, there it is.
Yeah. And Vince McMahon comes out and says, nah, you waste your opportunity. Now I'm going to pick for you and we're going to have a contract signing tonight. So, later that night, they go to the contract signing. And you got CM Punk, Ryback, and John Cena in the ring. Ryback was introduced first, then John Cena. CM Punk was
already in the ring.
Was already in the ring. CM Punk goes, you know what, screw it, signs a contract, says, hey, you're going to do whatever you want anyway. And Paul Heyman's just in the corner going, fair play.
How many screws do I knock loose?
Yep. Then John Cena basically, tries to, save his own ass by pumping up Ryback.
Essentially, he put Ryback over.
He put Ryback over, so after Ryback signs a contract. So everyone leaves the ring except for Heyman, Punk, and Ryback. Punk starts getting into Ryback's face.
At this point, you think a slap, Punk runs away.
Ryback puts his hand on the top of puts his hands on CM Punk's head and slams his face into the table.
Throws the table away in such a manner that I thought he was going to throw it into the fucking crowd.
And what happened then, Dan?
Wake up! Finish it!
You lift CM Punk up, march, and then it was the shot heard around the world. BANG!
Shell-shocked.
He shell-shot the WWE champion.
Done!
So basically, at Hell in a Cell,
we have the best in the world.
The WWE champion versus the
Gordon Ramsay of WWE. Because only one other person I know in the world, when they're finished with something, shouts, done.
CM Punk WWE Championship match. Done. Yes, the undefeated Ryback.
Yeah. This week on Raw was a bit interesting.
Yes.
Obviously, this week on Raw, we had a few moments to pick up. CM Punk, and of course... Well, you don't see Punk. That was the thing. You didn't see Punk until... We're going to have to mention it.
Yes.
The AJ incident.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
You sure you can?
Yeah.
Good.
It's good. Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag total markout. Marks everywhere. AJ Lee is no longer the WWE Raw General Manager. The managing supervisor, not Raw General Manager or interim General Manager, is now Vicky
Guerrero! Really? Vicky? Really? We're going to Vicky Guerrero? That's the direction we're going with? We weren't content enough with the way she raped fucking SmackDown and almost destroyed Raw the last time she was general manager. Now you want to make her acting supervisor? I think it's going to be better. Yeah, hello. And by the way, AJ is basically sacked because she was forced to resign. But she's done that because she was accused of fraternising with John Cena. May I remind you that Triple H married the boss's daughter as the CEO?
You've seen it this morning.
Yes. What the fuck?
And I think you'll find the line is not that. It is AJ Lee did not do anything with John Cena. He can fuck off. He's already ruined enough divas for me. I have to go Eve Skank now. I quite like Eve, the Skank. Looks like Lisa Ann. What's not to like?
The Skank part.
Skank.
But the point is...
So apparently it's a business meal. Them two had a business meal. But of course, AJ Lee, for him, had been acting her usual hot self. And John Cena is a red-blooded American man, as any red-blooded man in general, find that's attractive. And is single. Is single. Where the fuck does the term affair come from?
Now, hang on. There's more. Think about this. Going back to the AJ era, right? Think about this. AJ Lee was forced to resign because she was accused of fraternising. What would you describe as fraternising? Basically,
isn't it like
overly flirtatious behaviour, possibility, giving an impression of lewd activity behind closed doors. Let's see.
Hey, Vince! Bark like a dog!
Hey, Stephanie McMahon! What does Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho have in common?
Hey, Steph! What do Test and Triple H have in common? Yeah. They both tapped that.
Oh, and Vicky Guerrero. What about John Cena, Big Show, and Edge?
John Cena?
Well, John Cena basically threatened to do shit as well. He was like saying, oh, but that still counts. Eddie Guerrero.
We can't forget Eddie.
Of course. You're the biggest whore out there. Just saying, in character. I'm not saying anything about her as a person. This is all kayfabe. Except my rage at the fact that her character's general manager. Screw that bitch! Anyway.
Oh, I don't know. Teddy Long.
Yes. Oh.
Didn't you have a marriage at one point to Crystal?
Yeah. But that's not fair though, because he's a player. I mean, I've done it. Oh, by the way, Stephen McMahon, Scott Steiner.
Ain't nothing finer than Scott Steiner with your words.
Yeah. So you
John Cena.
Yeah, no offense, but
you let John Cena tap that ass.
And don't forget, Scott Steiner did get the ultimate freak got to visit your Twin Peak. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
So this whole fraternizing bullshit, I'm sorry, no.
And why Cena? If you're gonna have an affair, why couldn't you make it so, I don't know, that AJ had an interaction with a superstar that was in some sort of way in a relationship? Because the term affair to me means you're cheating on someone.
Exactly.
John Cena is a single male.
Yes.
Let me think. Of the people you could have chosen, Kane is a happily married man in real life. But they wouldn't have chosen that because of character.
Triple H.
Daniel Bryan.
One of the Bella Twins.
Brie. The one who hasn't got these surgery enhanced breasts.
But again, Triple H. Now that would have been interesting.
CM Punk. You bring Lita back. Who is Lita? Other than one of the hottest divas in history.
Former women's champion.
And one of the biggest names ever. And is in the new Attitude Era game.
Yeah.
She is also CM Punk's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And AJ Lee's idol.
Yes.
How does the writing team not know this stuff and go, do you think she'd come back for maybe a 2-month story?
Dolph Ziggler in a relationship in real life.
You could have done it with Dolph, with AJ, and still kept Vicky there.
Yeah, because she's the manager.
And they always hinted that there was more there. There was at one point there was.
Yeah, they could have even set it up.
Jack bloody Swagger.
Yes, that's why he's off TV.
To get a new image and to spend time with his new wife and kids.
And they could even link it back to when he first said, "But no, Swagger, I need you." Think about it. It could have all been.
Crying out loud, Randy Orton would have been better than this.
All of this could have worked.
He's had 3 wives who all apparently were the same wife on TV.
Exactly. Makes no sense. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No!
Somewhere else.
Annoyingly. My AJ's been falsely...
But what if this leads to a match where AJ gets to kick the shit out of Vicky?
I suggested that already. You know I did. I was on the phone to you suggesting.
Okay, well let's...
To try and make you feel better.
Okay, well let's make it a hardcore match.
Ooh. Sorry, I didn't get any further than hardcore AJ.
Anyway.
Can Caitlin be involved?
Yes. She's the special guest referee.
There! Why didn't you... You've done it in the past, Vince. Why not break kayfabe? You did it with your daughter. Many a time. AJ is reportedly in a relationship with Trent Beretta. Trent Beretta has recently returned to NXT.
Yes.
And is doing great work with some great matches.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of not Corey Graves, Jake Carter, the son of the legendary Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Who, you wouldn't have thought that Jake Carter was 300 pounds in college.
Yes.
The man's trimmed down, and his nickname is your girlfriend's favourite.
Right.
More importantly, getting back to Trent Beretta. You're gonna break kayfabe. You turn around, you say AJ was having a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I got 2 ideas. AJ was in some way fraternizing with a member of staff, and it would be you make it Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What happens next?
Natalia.
Tyson Kidd is pretty much married, or but the name of it,
Yeah.
to Natalia.
Yes.
There's your rivalry between Natalia and AJ.
Yeah.
And Tyson and Trent.
Yeah.
You bring Trent back to the full roster, and you have the amazing matches we got last year. But this time, you don't put on superstars, which majority of your viewership don't watch.
Yeah.
You put on Raw, where everyone watches.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. If you watch every show, great. But there's one show a week that nobody misses. Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
It's the flagship for a reason.
Yeah. Your SmackDown's set to thunder. Sorry to say that, dude. But, yes, look. But that is pretty much everything
I
there
just
is.
throw Caitlyn in there for fun.
Yes.
Let her wear, not a lot.
Okay.
Let her wear AJ's clothes, because I bet they don't fit.
Oh, dear. Anyway.
I'm trying to make myself feel better.
That's fine. So anyway, that's everything for the recap, I think. Because we'll talk about how we think the match will end.
Well, we've got your great idea we didn't hear last week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to briefly summarise it for you.
Yeah, of course.
The idea, of course, was all from the boss. The boss came up with the idea that as Ryback's about to win, Brock Lesnar he hit Brock Lesnar's music, Brock.
That's all, folks.
Beep. Beep.
Oh, that's Morse code. Dash,
Stop.
It means,
No,
for fuck's sake.
Essentially, Brock Lesnar comes out, because that's what the Japanese call it.
Brock
Lesnar comes out and says, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because if you give Brock Lesnar a mic, everyone turns off.
Yeah.
Comes out, rips the door off the Hell in a Cell a la Kane. Serious, a la. Walks straight through and stands off with Ryback. At this point, he slaps Ryback. Ryback looks, gives that whole stare that they do, the big man stare. I'm angry now. And then Brock gives him the stare back. The one to give Triple H pretty much when Heyman was holding him back. They get into it. A little bit. Brock Lesnar hits him with the F5. Goes down. Sorry about that. He goes down. Punk covers him. 1, 2. Ryback throws him off to the point where Punk probably falls out the ring. Ryback gets upstairs with Brock. Meat hooks him. They have a bit of back and forth. At which point, because the door's off, Heyman's grabbed Punk, grabbed the WWE title, and has got him crawling, Punk crawling back. He's running back towards the entrance ramp where, he runs away because he doesn't lose the fight, doesn't lose the championship.
Yeah.
Therefore, he's still the WWE champion for however many days it'll be. I think it will be 345 days on Sunday.
Something like that.
Because it was 337 on Monday. So
yeah,
we're roughly maths, It goes through Brock, and then you have that huge standoff, the face-off between Brock and Ryback. As Ryback is going to set himself up, psyching himself up to do this shell shock. At which point, Heyman's shouting, "Brock! Brock! Leave! Brock! We're going! Come with us, Brock!"
Yeah.
At which point, Brock hesitantly, because he doesn't want, leaves, probably clotheslines Ryback to get out of the way so he can get away. Gets out, and that's how you cut. You leave with Ryback being the super monster. He's still undefeated.
Yeah.
You leave with Brock Lesnar and Ryback going to face off at some point.
Yeah.
But you leave with CM Punk, still a WWE champion.
Yeah.
Still can claim to be the best in the world because he didn't lose against the monster, and can go on to be, whoever's next.
But the idea is at the end of it, Lesnar gets out of the way and starts running himself. Ryback has to shake off whatever title was, maybe it's a shake off, and then gives chase. By the time Ryback gets to them, all three have just jumped into this limo and are speeding off, and it's and Ryback's obviously given chase, and that's how it ends with this ambiguity. So it's like, well, what the fuck now?
You tune into Raw after that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I judge. But how will it end? Do you reckon?
How will it end? It will end with CM Punk goes over. interference from Heyman.
Mm.
Don't know how he would do it. Probably referee gets injured at some point.
Mm-hmm.
They go in to save the referee. Heyman sneaks in. Heyman interferes. Maybe Heyman gets given a shell shot, which gives Punk enough time to recover. I would say Punk works on an arm throughout the match.
Mm.
Just about manages to hook in an anaconda vice.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough to the point where the pain's too much. And Ryback, oh no, because you can't have Ryback tapping out. Ryback passes out.
So cool.
Because you can't have Ryback.
You know what?
You don't think they'll give it, do you?
I think they're going to give it a Ryback.
Fuck, man.
I know that sounds like a ridiculous call, but here's the thing. No one thought Sheamus was going to walk out WWE champion.
Yeah.
WWE have proven that they will make calls whether they make sense or not.
And to be fair, they made the Sheamus one work.
Yeah, so, but the point is, they are willing to do this shit if necessary, and I think this is one of those cases where because they've been banging on about CM Punk's number of days, right?
Uh-huh.
I honestly think the idea is to set up this...
just a thing.
Yeah.
He needs 381 days.
To be...
Mm-hmm. To beat Cena.
To beat Cena.
To beat Cena's longest one, he needs 381 days.
Yeah. And I don't think they're going to do that.
That would take him to... Well, that's number what? He's on 3... So he'd be on 340 by today, maybe. No, he'd be on... It'd be closer to 342.
You needed a month.
You need another month.
That's the next
That's not because Survivor Series is only 2 weeks after.
Yeah, so it's
the 18th. So you
it's
told
2 weeks after Survivor Series.
If he made it to TLC,
yeah,
he'd beat Cena.
Yeah.
Do you think WWE has the balls to have CM Punk beat the face of their company? Not even the face of their company, the face of the modern era of professional wrestling or sports entertainment.
I don't even think it's that. I just think they'll go, no, he's not going to beat Cena. And it's not going to be, he's not beating the face of this modern era. He's not beating, it'll just be not beating Cena. Because the name to them is more important than the image. John Cena is now a name where if you go around, and this is why, look, you go around, you're hearing the name John Cena. But to me, that's like Hogan and Stone Cold. Mm-hmm. Because I can go around and say name a wrestler, and one of the two first who did I'll hear is Hogan or The Rock.
Depending on the age group, you'll hear Hogan, Rock, Stone Cold.
But what I think, what I asked them, I said, name a wrestler, Hulk Hogan, Rock, or John Cena, right? They hear that. But then I'll ask people, who is one of the best wrestlers of all time? And I'll hear Stone Cold.
Oh, yeah, Stone Cold was amazing. No one could beat Stone Cold. He was great.
But yes, so the first one here. So it's the image and reality, perception and reality are two different things.
Essentially, that's what the problem is now. Is Rock and Hogan became bigger than the entity that is professional wrestling, sports entertainment.
I would argue that they became the entity of wrestling.
Well, sure. Stone Cold. See, that's what my thing. They became bigger. Stone Cold became wrestling.
Yeah.
When you went, if you watched anything in 1998 to 1999 particularly, you watched Raw, see what Austin was going to do.
Yeah.
You watched...
Who pissed him off this week?
Who's he going to stun this week at one point it was?
Yeah.
And then it got to that point where he could only stun one person. McMahon, come on, it's got to be Vince this week.
Exactly.
And it didn't, when it got there, pop was huge and you popped yourself.
Of course not.
You got through to the point where it was like, Austin's won the championship. Well, who's going to beat Austin? Come on. And then the love appeared. Triple H came through in 99. The Undertaker was there. Kane was there. You had all these people and you're going, oh, fuck me, who's he going to face? Who's going to beat? Oh, man, how can he beat him? The Rock became the man during that period of time.
Of course.
But when it came to Stone Cold, in 1998, you had people who didn't even like wrestling, but had the signs and had the T-shirts. Austin 316 says, I just whoop your ass.
Well, of course.
Because it meant something. Austin 316 became Wazza. It became, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Make him an offer you can't refuse. It was something that was in pop culture that you just knew. I caramba, eat my shorts.
Yeah.
It was just something that you
and
knew.
look, to this day, kids, right, who went around the Attitude Era, what?
Sure, half of them don't know why they're saying what. But most of them, if not anything, know Stone Cold made that up. That's all they need to know. They don't need to know the fucking date that he did it.
Yeah.
They don't need to know that he invented it by doing a fucking promo on Christian's answer machine.
Exactly.
They don't need to know that. They don't need to know the very first. What? All they need to know is Stone Cold made up what, so that we have gap in promos, we chant what.
Yeah.
That's all you needed to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So John Cena is this entity now.
Yeah.
You know, people know who John Cena is who have never watched a wrestling match in their life because they watched some shitty film on Sky at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, they've watched The Marine, they watched 12 Rounds, some of them may have watched Legendary. Legendary, not too bad. I've actually seen it, and you know, Danny Glover's in it. He really is starting to look too old for this shit. Maybe that's what he was thinking the whole time during while I'm doing a film for WWE. Too old for this shit. But CM Punk has become the entity of wrestling to wrestling fans. He is in the era of sports entertainment.
Yeah.
There's no denying it now. We are in the era of fully fledged sports entertainment. Yeah. But he is the entity in that era in sports entertainment that still shouts, "I'm a professional wrestler."
Yeah. I'll tell you exactly where we are now with CM Punk, and I know there's one guy out there who is going to say, "You are so full of bullshit right now, I can barely eat my birthday cake." Right? Here's the thing. The CM Punk we have right now is the Invasion Stone Cold. Let me tell you why.
I see where you're going with this already.
And let me say the fans of the show why. Stone Cold Steve Austin was, when he came back, he was rebelling against the system of authority. He's rebelling against the system of the old ways. Thumping your Bible, say your prayers, no, drink a beer and open a can of whoop ass. It was a new thing. And the fans lived vicariously through Stone Cold Steve Austin.
When you go to work and beat your friend.
But he was the leader of the rebellion. He was Che Guevara of it all. He was the, the great revolutionary leaders. He was, the guy rebelling against this oppression. He was Luke Skywalker against the dark side. He was, he was Indiana Jones against the Nazis. He was
William Wallace against England.
Yeah, William Wallace, the great rebel against. He was the guy going, I'm going to do what I want when I want. He was a creation. He was basically the very antithesis of the anti-corporation, and that's what people were getting behind. Right? And obviously that came at a time where people were naturally rebellious anyway. You talk about the 90s.
Was a huge uprising.
You talk about the 90s, I mean, even to this day, you have it in wrestling and you have it in pop culture now. Hipsters are the ones that, they jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, well, it's not like there's all...
I am surprised that we don't see hipsters at wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think you do.
It's one of the few... Yeah, no, I mean, proper, where you walk them out and you go, oh, look, hipsters here.
Yeah. Do you know why you don't see them at wrestling? Because they're on YouTube.
Do you think because most of the hipsters are wrestling fans already?
No, I think basically what it is, but getting back to my point, CM Punk is the Stone Cold character, right? And now maybe people say he never got the pop that Austin did. Correct.
Nobody gets the pop that Austin did.
So here's why: the fans that we have now are an invention of the corporate system. The fans that we have now are way more censored, way more watered down, way more what's the term I use? So contained and kind of
manufactured.
Well, not manufactured. It's a term for. They're basically more well kept. It's almost like the American government.
The house trained.
Not house trained. It's like the more controlled, the more surveyed and jazz. Right, and they are basically they're now back in the days of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior.
Going the clown territory.
John Cena is the Hulk Hogan. You've got Guys like Dolph Ziggler, who's like the Macho Man, you know.
The man who goes, he's the Macho Man.
Yeah.
He's kind of a heel version of
Yeah.
Ricky Steamboat. He'll go out there and have a great match with anyone.
Yeah.
And you'll talk about his match when you leave, but you won't immediately talk about him when you go there.
Yeah. And people say, why is CM Punk so popular? Is it because of his wrestling ability? No. Is it because of his background? Not as much, but yes, as that. Here's why. Stone Cold Steve Austin went through WCW, he went through ECW, and then he came to WWF, where he started whooping ass and taking names, and he had all that background experience. He was evolved into this character. What did he evolve into? The blue collar knight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was. He was the blue collar knight of the WWF. CM Punk. He went through all the companies, but he went through TNA, he went through Ring of Honor, and then he came to WWE. And what is he? He is the fucking indie knight of the WWE. Because
he's a throwback to the old days.
Here's the thing. In the days of the WWF, the audience didn't know they needed a hero. How did you know that there was some problem? Because ECW existed. ECW would never have existed if it wasn't needed. Paul Heyman, Shane Douglas, all these guys, they knew that there was something needed, and they found it. But what they had was a bunch of vigilantes. They didn't have a Batman. And then came along Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Then came Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Who then named himself Superstar.
Yeah.
Gave some amazing promos.
Yeah.
And of all the things they were to do,
yeah.
met with Sandman.
Mm.
Sandman gave him a little hint of what he could have been, what it was to come. And then he put Mikey Whipwreck over.
Yep. He knew what needed to be done.
A man who'd never laid an offensive move in his entire career. He put him over as the ECW champion.
Yeah. Austin saw what needed to be done. So in this,
Austin seen what everybody sees. Yeah. Heyman's vision.
Yeah, and if I may be so bold, right? Here's the thing. For me, WWF was Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
It was the whole, we didn't know we needed a hero until a hero came along. He saw that there was a hero that needed to be. Then you have
sweat at me.
Yeah. Then you have the Dark Knight. Stone Cold kind of comes back after his absence and all that. He's continuing the good fight, but he knows that soon the time will come that he has to leave. So what is the Dark Knight Rises? It's CM Punk. There is a war coming. It's a war against the corporation versus the hardcore fans. The fans that know that wrestling could be better. We're not saying true fans. It's argued what that means. For me, a true fan is someone that has respect, but knows that loves the business and just wants to see it improve. They're not necessarily.
It's nothing but the good of the business.
True fans may, in my opinion, be the ones that say we want the Attitude Era back. I'm not saying that you can't be a true fan, but I think true fans just want to see progression, whether it means going back to more Attitude Era style wrestling, or whether it's going to a new kind of era of wrestling. But the true fans. The ones that weren't buying into the Cena bullshit, the ones that aren't buying, no disrespect, the Sheamus bullshit of the whole thing, the ones that were going, we need a hero.
I kind of am buying into the Sheamus bullshit.
But you know what I mean?
But it's kind of because the guy is entertaining.
Yeah, but he realised, but you know what I mean? Like the whole, if you smile, you're going to win. Yeah. But the ones that are going, we need a saviour, the ones that
who aren't going, we need the Attitude Era back. Then, sure, don't get me wrong. The Attitude Era was a great period of time, and as we've discussed in the show many a time, it kind of burns quickly.
Yeah.
It's not that we need the Attitude Era back. Some of us would be happy just to see certain superstars allowed to do what they want. For instance, if a wrestler is asked on Twitter, what is your favourite part of your career? And their reply is, when I'm a heel. And the guy's currently a face. Turn the motherfucker heel.
Yeah.
Don't have him flipping off the crowd.
Yes.
Don't have him saying, oh, you know what comes now. Yeah. And then doing it. Just turn the motherfucker heel.
But here's the thing, right? With the WWE, the fans, they needed a hero. They were begging him to come back. Yeah, you had, basically, let me tell you what you had. Imagine this kid. There's a kid there, who's been brought up to understand wrestling from, this 90s perspective. He was born near the end of the 90s. He's seen some of the awesome stuff that could be in his old years. And there he turns. He turns to look at Jim Ross. And he says, will good wrestling ever come back? And Jim Ross goes, I don't know. And yet the fans, they're not chanting, we want Andrew. They're just going, They're chanting for a hero. They're chanting for the Dark Knight Return, and then who
They're
comes
not
back?
chanting Cena sucks.
Yeah.
They're chanting CM Punk.
Yeah, exactly. CM Punk comes in and he does what he has to do.
Essentially, really quickly.
Yeah.
Stone Cold is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Played by Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And you got CM Punk is Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, John Blake.
And all this, and I know I'm going right into the comic book kind of analysis, but here's where I finish it off. What you need now is a Bane. You really need a Bane here to be the one that serves as not even basically the anti-hero, not the villain, the anti-hero. Because what would Bane be in a WWE existence? He's not the person that wants the corporation. He wants the person that not only wants to change WWE, but destroy it from within itself. The character that goes, once wrestling is dead, then you have a mission to die. That guy. Now, someone like The Rock could easily be the guy that comes back and goes, I like what you've done with the place. Now watch me burn it to the ground. Even if you play it off, look, I keep getting associated with wrestling and coming back to wrestle doesn't help. So I'm just going to burn this to the ground and destroy it forever. That would be a great match to see the war. And that's what wrestling is missing. A war. Name me any period of time in wrestling that is better than when WWE was at war.
What's the problem? You get rid of your major competition. What you lose?
Yeah.
Your motivation.
But here's the thing: if you can't create a war between companies, create a war within your own self. What you need you need bookers and writers to come together.
You need to make the brand separation brand separate.
Yeah, but here's I would love to discuss this on a future episode of Bookmark, right? Where I just explained a lot of shit I would change. But imagine this: on the one hand, you got CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler. Sheamus could even been thrown into that fucking equation. Guys like, Mark Henry could even go in there. Big Show. You get these guys together. Trent Beretta. Any fucking guy, if not all of them from NXT. And then on the other side...
You know who it's going to be though, don't you?
What?
What you're missing.
What?
You need a spark plug.
Someone to kick it all off. But I've got...
You know who that is.
Well, who do you reckon it is?
You throw your name out.
Well, this is how I would do it in my head, right? And on the other side, you've got John Cena, you've got Randy Orton, you've got the McMahons, you've got Triple H, you've got,
essentially responsible for the current era.
Yeah, the guys that, and basically, you have, and how I would spark it all off is John Cena basically said that everyone needs to get on board the WWE, and if you're not with the WWE, get out, and then you have the guy come out, you have, for me personally, I would pick someone whose career is coming up, and I would have Zack Ryder go out there. Zack Ryder would go like, no, Cena, you don't understand. They're not trying to harm the business, trying to progress it. And Cena's like, look, here's the thing. If you keep talking smack about the WWE, you're putting us down. You're not with us. You're against us. And you get the fire. And Ryder's going, Cena, they're trying to change. They're trying to make it better. And Cena goes, Zack, you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of the way. And Ryder's like, push you. It's like, no, you're hurting the business as much as everybody else. We've got to work together. So Cena pulls the trigger. And seemingly ends his career. If you're either with WWE or against us. So then the fucking resistance rises up. Mm-hmm. The resistance that led by CM Punk. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan get together and say, we can't let this happen. And then they start off small, then it builds and builds. It's the anti-NWO. NWO wanted to destroy the WWE. These guys want to save the WWE. So it becomes a war within itself, leading to an almighty battle. Not Survivor Series. WrestleMania comes down to it. No championships. Just pure two sides battling to save the company.
War games.
Yeah.
Put it in a War Games match.
Yeah, but within that, have the guy, that wants to watch it. Vince McMahon just completely, because I say the McMahons, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, those guys, the Briscoe, obviously, but have Vince McMahon caught. He looks at both sides. He doesn't know what to do. And so maybe he comes out at the end, maybe he comes to watch and maybe he plays an integral part. But you need the war. You need the war between, because...
See, my spark plug's a little different.
Yeah.
You're on about Zack, and it's a great idea to have Zack come out.
Thank you.
I would do that, and I'd have it to a point where he pushes Zach, and Zach pushes him back. And when he goes, and at which point he goes, and that's when he goes, "I've warned you once, kid."
Yeah.
And he walks right past him.
Yeah.
And when then Zach gets their attention at the top of the ramp, and bang from behind, attacks Cena or whoever's at the top of the ramp with Cena. Ambrose.
Oh.
Because Darren Ambrose. Darren? Is it Dean? Dean. Darren's a footballer.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose comes out and just stands there with his. He does this thing where he has his hand on his, and he just scratches with his middle finger.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's kind of like a nervous tick type thing he does. Just and gives that William Regal side tilt look because he knows what he's done.
Yeah,
he's proud of what he's done, and that's the spark.
Yeah, it's almost like a "be still, my piece of glass."
It's a that went well.
Yeah,
and why he's a true villain, and he can give a hell of a promo that will put across emotion, and it'll be one of those ones where he goes on about holding me down, hold me back, telling you'll come on in a couple of months, kid. We're just waiting for things to change to have you on. Don't worry, kid. Couple of weeks, we'll have you on. Go out and do your dark match. He talks about, for 6 months, I had dark match after dark match after dark match facing Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater. I don't face them people in the dark. I face them in the light bright of Monday Night Raw, in the blue of SmackDown, and if I have to, the yellow of NXT. I don't fight them here. I don't fight them when you guys are the only ones that can see. I fight for the world to see. But you people won't let me do that, will you? You people will make it so that I have to fight in the dark, because that's where monsters hide. And you feel me as a monster, don't you? I'm not a monster, I'm a villain. And villains aren't monsters. You just perceive us to be that way. Why don't you make it that everybody has an equal opportunity? Everybody has an equal chance. But you won't let me do that, will you? You'd rather chant for John Cena, Randy Orton, for Triple H. Why? Because they're heroes. They're good guys. Heroes and good guys deserve to finish last. And I'm going to show you, along with my friends, why I'm this revolution, while this resistance moves forward and they are stuck in the past. Because now is the time for villains to come to light.
Yeah, dude, I would get behind that.
It's that thing where you have this powerful, emotional shoot almost.
Yeah.
So that there's reality there, but he's still a character.
Yeah.
It's the work shoot aspect. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea of doing that resistance thing is great because it would lighten up the mood.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I've just brought the mood down a bit with that. It's quite intense.
yeah, I like that. But that's the kind of shit I'm behind, you know? But imagine that was going to lead to a 5-on-5 match. You know, let's do a 5-on-5 match. Imagine you can have, like, you could have Ambrose, Punk, Cesaro, Cassius Ohno, Daniel Bryan.
So Indies.
Yeah, Indies. Versus John Cena, Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio.
Rey Mysterio. And Kofi Kingston.
And Kofi Kingston.
They're your child-friendly ones with the exception of Alberto.
Yeah, just the, see, in my head, I wouldn't even want it in the ring. I would have it on the streets of Chicago. I'd have it on the streets of New York. I'd have it,
New York and Chicago, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have it on the streets. You want a fucking war? Make it a fucking... Now, I'm not saying let's replicate the last fucking fight of, Dark Knight Rise, right? I know, I'm very heavy with the Batman metaphor, but what I mean is, you want to fight, a ring ain't gonna fucking contain that motherfucker. Actually,
I have to fight in the streets every week leading up to WrestleMania. From, say, Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So maybe 3 weeks of you just, it gets to the point where they're consistently warring. Kind of the lead up to Invasion and Survivor Series.
Yeah.
where you kept seeing like it just got to the point where they were brawling because there was the jobs on the line.
Yeah.
And then I'd have it to a point where the WWE board of directors get involved and said that we can't trust this match to be fair or to be not a street fight. Therefore, we are doing something we've never done before, and we are going to make this a War Games match.
Yeah. 2
rings, 1 cage, over the top of it goes over the top of both. For those who are not familiar with War Games, and members come in timed vests. Think of it a little bit like Lethal Lockdown, just there's not weapons hanging down and there's no pyrotechnics halfway through the fucking match. That's a fucking piss take. So it's kind of it's basically a double ring cage match with a roof over the top so they can't escape, and you just have it out. That's how they did it in the 80s.
Yeah,
that's how the 4 Horsemen used to get their head kicked in. It's how the 4 Horsemen and J.J. Dillon went in against the Road Warriors, Nikita Koloff, and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Paul Ellering, and fucking no sooner did Hawk pick up J.J. Dillon that he was touching the roof because he didn't have that much room to move. You make it a little bit bigger, but at the same point, you bring it down a bit, and you have the fight.
You see, for me, I wouldn't do that because I've always hated the 2 ring thing. Because for me, it's like, well, where do you? Not only is it difficult enough to know where to look in a big numbers situation, like in Rumble, you don't know where to look. But 2 rings for me is just like I have 2 eyes and they're not one for each ring. But for me, it's more like make it what, like even if it came down to we're going to have 5 on 5, and basically the corporation is going, we're going to hand pick our members. And the resistance goes, we're going to fight to see who's in our fight. And CM Punk just says, you want this bad enough, we've got to prove who's the strongest. We'll fight.
Yeah,
last 5 standing, we're doing it. And then just show the dedication and have it in that very Rocky, is it Rocky versus Ivan or something like that? Where the Russians got all this high and Rocky, he's punching frozen pigs, he's punching all this shit. It's that kind of thing. Rocky and the it's the revolutioners. The revolutionaries with the Chicago style there. Working class style versus the corporation. It's the true clash of the titans there. Something like that. That's kind of how I would do it. It
works, yeah.
But there's so many different ways this could be done. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I always disagree on is that we need the Attitude Era back. You can't replicate something and hope to get the same experience. But one of the major reasons why the Attitude Era worked is because it was in the 90s. We're not in the 90s anymore. You know who will get on board with the Attitude Era more than anyone else? Wrestling hipsters. I'm being straight up and I'm not even calling Jizme a hipster because he grew up watching that stuff. Jizme, you and I we all came up with that stuff. We all love that stuff growing up. But yeah, we could probably get behind it if it was done right. But what about all the other people? What about the fans of this era? You don't need a new Attitude Era. You need a new attitude. That's the difference. That is the difference. You need a new attitude in the wrestling fans. Because right now, the fans are disgruntled, the fans are not happy, but the fans are willing to settle for less.
Don't we all?
That's the problem. We are all willing to settle for less. Now, immediately, I know Jizme is probably, and I'm not doing this to take the piss out of you, dude, I'm just trying to anticipate your whim. I imagine you're going, yeah, because we're all accepting CM Punk. That's settling for less. Not true. See, CM Punk, I understand Jizme's issue with CM Punk in the extent of he got titles rather quickly. Fair play. In his time in the WWE, if you don't take into consideration the time outside WWE, like the training, the ROH, other jazz, one can make the argument. But obviously, me and him are never going to agree on CM Punk's boring, CM Punk's exciting, because he's after one thing, I'm after another, right? 2 different styles. Fair play. Opinion is opinion at the end of the day. Facts are facts. Opinions are opinions. But the fans, when I say the fans are willing to settle for less, we still buy the pay-per-views. We still watch the shows because we're like, well, maybe they'll get better. And that's how we justify it. Maybe they'll get better. You know how you used to react when WWE turned around and said, here's what you got and you didn't like it? You fucking went TNA. But now TNA have completely lost their fucking collective shit. Sometimes they have sometimes they have an amazing idea, and then poof, it gets fucked. It's like and again, going back to the comic movie kind of thing, for every Iron Man you produce a Twilight. At least fucking 2 of them. For every Iron Man movie, you know? For every great thing that they do, they fuck something up 3 times. It's like, I mean, for TNA, examples, how come the Fallen Age of Christopher Daniels and Bobby Dudley have yet to hold world titles in that company?
Mm-hmm.
That I'll never fucking understand. How did Jay Lethal never get this fucking championship in his tenure there? That I'll never understand.
Because he was an X Division guy.
So, but WWE did the same shit. But then, what do? You've got ROH, you've got Shikara, you've got Shimmer. But then, you got the what I like to call WWE elitists and TNA elitists. Right? The elitists who go, ROH, God, is that all there is? It's like, our wrestling match, oh my God. It's like, well, what else? Basically, it's like the American political system. Democrats, Republicans. What about the independents? Are you wasting your time? Well, you could be watching good wrestling. Okay, what's good wrestling? You don't like what the Democrats are doing. You don't like what the Republicans are doing. You don't like what they're doing. So you're not going to give guys like Chikara or ROH a shot. You're not going to give the indies a shot. The independents, for fuck's sake, independent party, you're not going to give them a shot. You know, here's the thing. When WWE first started, when the World Wrestling Federation started, nobody knew exactly where it was going to go. Some people had great predictions, but nobody knew for certain it was going to go. And what did it rely on? Loyal fan base. The fan base that stuck with it and supported it when it was so low down the card. TNA was the same. You know, guys like Jisme and guys like Gary, who obviously is a big fan. You've got to get Gart. These guys who watch the show, Eric Von Jisme does his own TNA Fantasy Wrestling League.
It was endorsed by this company.
It's nothing. It's nothing to do with #TonoMarket. It's his own independent thing, which good luck to him on that. They are fans of the show, but TNA itself was founded by Jeff Jarrett, who wanted to create something that it gave people a choice. You didn't want to watch WWE? We've got something for you. But how did TNA grow? A loyal fan base that stuck with it. And then again. Now, not obviously, one would say, well, yeah. So when WWE gives you something you're less than happy with, you don't abandon the product. I'm not saying abandon the product, but that doesn't mean you can't watch something else as well. It doesn't mean you can't go out and stick with ROH for give that a try. Keep watching that show, see if it gets any better. Maybe show your support. Tell them what you think. WWE listens to 2 things: money and ratings. Right now, who owns WWE right now? Really, parents of children. Who are watching the show and they're like, oh, well, we like this because he's friends.
State of Connecticut owns it right now.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's that level of ridiculousness. You want to show the wrestling companies meet something, you have to react. You can't just be like, well, I'm not going to watch ROH. I'll just keep watching WWE, hope it gets better. Fucking go out there and explore. Because if you find something that's better, I fucking guarantee you, you're gonna, you'll go out there and people will follow, and then WWE eventually is going to go, shit, what's happened? Because one thing I will say for WWE, they know how to evolve. They evolved into this PG era and the sports entertainment. Let's face it, the reason why they went sports entertainment was because they didn't want to pay the fucking taxes.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince McMahon saw the winds of change. He knew that this whole wrestling is real wasn't going to last. He knew it wasn't going to last. So he evolved before anyone else had the brains to do it. He evolved. Obviously, WCW as well was in there. But the point is, they are willing to evolve. If Vince McMahon can see that they have to change, he'll change.
No option.
But right now, he can't see that.
Mm-hmm.
He has ideas, he gets glimpses. But Vince McMahon, I have a huge amount of respect for Vince McMahon.
You're a fucking religious McMahon.
Yeah. Praise be. But Vince McMahon, you've become a coward.
Oh, no, we didn't.
You've become a fucking coward. Why? Because you're backing down to TNA, you're backing down to your wife, and you are backing down to the parentals of
Fucking
this.
state of Connecticut.
Yeah. Because he's like, take Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to bring Ric Flair back, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago, 5 years ago, however, definitely less than 10 years ago, right? I would even argue like 3 years ago, right? If Vince McMahon wanted Ric Flair in the WWE, Vince McMahon would have Ric Flair in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
If this shit happened 3 years ago when Rick was sent away from TNA, Vince would be like, "Come work for us." And if TNA said, "We'll see you," Vince McMahon would say, "Bring it," and just bring it and bring popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't stand for that shit. He'd be like, "I am Vincent Kennedy McMahon." Now he's like, "Oh well, the lawyers say I probably shouldn't." Sorry, was this the same Vincent McMahon that beat the federal bureau?
You beat the federal government.
Yeah.
You beat Ted Turner.
Yeah.
You beat God.
Exactly. This guy, Vincent McMahon, has beaten anyone that has ever come before him. Every single. That's not blowing smoke up someone's ass. That is just fact. The federal government. He beat the federal government. He beat TNA constantly. He beat Eric Bischoff. He beat, Ted Turner. He beat them guys. And with all due respect, he beats, most sports organizations except for UFC.
Mm-hmm. And let's look at it this way.
Yeah.
Monday there was 3 things to worry about in America on TV. The NFL game.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
The presidential debate.
Yes.
I ain't making that stuff up that Raw was in that group.
Exactly.
Because I seen it online, loads of people going, shit, which one do I watch?
Yeah.
And the majority of people TiVo'd the presidential debate and then went, I'll give the game a miss and watch Raw.
Yeah. And I've got to throw some names out, right? Well, I'll say names, but you got guys like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, certain football teams and football players. In fact,
Giants.
The Giants, right? What were they given recently? They were given WWE championships of
with their belts, with their logo in it.
Schwarzenegger was the Hollywood champion.
Yep.
They had the WWF Hollywood champion. They claimed the Giants. The Giants were the WWE NFL champions, right?
The year beforehand, the Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl. They were given replicas of the World Heavyweight Championship because when he scored, whenever the quarterback threw a touchdown or scored a touchdown, he signaled that he was going to win the belt.
Yeah. So what's my point here? Simple. Wrestling, so there's a lot of guys out there who are so honoured and proud when the WWE awards them as the champion, right? They go, oh my god, how many times have you seen, the WWE been given, the Super Bowl Wrestling Championship or the Major Leagues, Wrestling Championship, yeah? Exactly. The World Series. No other sport honours them, but they are so honoured when the WWE honours them. There is a reason. Hell, even TNA has done that with certain people, like there's certain X Division football champion, whatever, and they're like, great. There's a fondness for wrestling. It is something that it's the guilty pleasure, It's the tear that you shed when Bambi dies and you're 55 watching it.
Fun?
You know what I mean? It's
I didn't find that sad.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this to be different. Or to have a joke. I legitimately didn't find it sad.
It's that bit of sadness you feel when the fox and the hound had to separate. It's the tear in your eye when you knew that you'd never see Falcor again.
You're getting closer.
Yeah. It's very hard to go. It's the tear in your eye when you knew the Phantom Menace was coming out. So,
that's...
Yeah. It's that thing you're allowed to...
It's the tear in the eye after you watch the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. It's that tear in your eye that you have when you care for them so much, even though you're not supposed to really care for it that much. That, oh my god, when, Scarface, Tony Montana falls into the pool after becoming king of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's that wrestling is that thing you are allowed to love, even though you feel like you shouldn't be allowed. You're allowed to. It's the nightlight you have on a night time, because for some reason the dark scares you just a little bit that night. It's the fucking, it's that little extra cuddle from a lass that you enjoy, even though you're not with them and you're a big strong man, but you know what? You still like a cuddle every now and then.
Alright, dude.
It's something you've allowed.
You've already found my one, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know, but the point is, people keep saying, wrestling's one, wrestling's gay, wrestling's shit. Really? Really, can I tell you one thing? I would sooner go back and watch fucking WCW's fucking pay-per-views than ever, and I'd be fucking ever watch fucking Twilight. Right? I would sooner see, WrestleMania 3 than Prometheus.
What's wrong with WrestleMania 3?
My point is, I would sooner watch wrestling than most fucking movies.
Yeah, but Prometheus was a sequel. It was a prequel to fucking Aliens, and they got told.
All right.
That was shite.
Okay, I would sooner watch, any.
I just thought you were saying you'd rather watch a bad
I would
scene
rather,
than...
okay, I would rather rewatch the 2011 Royal Rumble than see Alien again.
What was wrong with the 2011 Royal Rumble?
Who won?
Alberto Del Rio.
My point exactly.
Look, Santino was there. There was 14 minutes. Snap. Booker T.
Santino lost.
Booker T.
Yes. Your point?
Diesel.
Okay, now you're really losing me.
Well, yeah, you, but that was Diesel.
My point is, give me any WWE pay-per-view, and I'll say, hell, I'll even watch the fucking Halloween Havocs.
Hey, some of them were fun.
I'm talking about the one with the chair, right? I would rather watch them than most movies. Of course, there are some movies I'd rather watch, but that's the point. Wrestling... 3
guesses if you can name one that's not Batman.
Yeah, in fact, tweet them to me. If you can guess any... I'm sorry, if you can name my top 3 movies, you don't have to name all 3 of them, just name one.
Hashtag the Boss's Movies.
Yeah, hashtag the Boss's Movies. Or the Boss Movies, because you can't put an apostrophe in a hashtag.
Okay, then, Movies of the Boss.
Yeah, Movies of the Boss.
Hashtag Movies of the Boss.
Yes. If you can name my top 3...
You get a round of applause.
Yeah, you get your name mentioned on the next show.
You'll get a round.
A round, yes, for us.
Of applause.
But anyway, we've covered a lot of...
Really off topic.
Yeah,
more so than I think we've ever done on this show.
We have talked a lot of stuff here.
So in that kind of way, I believe it's time that we go to the Wrestling Rumours.
Very, very few rumours this week, because it's a lot of boring stuff.
And the reason we didn't call it news is because we can't confirm any of it.
Yeah,
there's very little facts involved.
We decided that Wrestling News isn't an appropriate title, so we're sticking to Wrestling Rumours from now on. A couple of rumours out there. Jack Swagger. Now we know this to be a fact. Jack Swagger.
Well, we don't know it to be a fact. We just know he's off TV. It's the only part of the fact we know.
Can I finish my sentence? I ain't even started it. Really?
No.
I barely reached the first comma. No. Anyway, Jack Swagger obviously was taken off TV quite a while ago. His character wasn't really working. Took him off TV. He's had time off and all that jazz. What the rumour is that he's getting a complete repackaging. We do know that he wrestled a dark match recently. He was sporting a longer hair look. Yeah. So there's obviously the risks of whether it's a deliberate redesigning of his character or whether he just couldn't be asked to get his hair cut. I know how you feel, bro.
It was pretty one of those cases. He had the comb over anyway.
Yeah.
Like he just let it grow a bit when he was off and just hadn't got around to cutting it.
Exactly. So it's possible that he'd be coming back with either a new gimmick or at least a new image. Yeah. At the very least. Other rumours, Mark Henry is rumoured to be returning soon, but we've been saying that for the past, 6 months?
Since about a week after.
Obviously, the facts of the matter is he has lost a hell of a lot of weight.
Yeah, but
since left.
Mark Henry's always been big.
Yes.
So why does he need to lose a hell of a lot of weight?
He doesn't need to, but it's good for his health. It's about being healthier. He still looks like a behemoth.
He fucking wants to, otherwise I'm kicking off.
Jesus Christ. He's not going to come back and look like fucking Randy Orton.
Well, good, because Randy Orton looked like a cancer victim at one point.
Yes, and...
That's a Christian.
And in the last... but this is a fact, William Regal has a comedy show.
Yep.
He's got a comedy show, and this is an interesting... I never thought William Regal would. Not in the sense of... If you asked me, I'd have said no.
But what I never... It's a comedy show either, though, it's just like a one-man show.
Well, it's been advertised in other places as a bit of a comedy show. But I suppose it's...
One-man show, right?
Yeah. But anyway, tickets for Regal's An Audience with a Wrestling Villain go on sale Friday at 10:30 GMT. So obviously by the time you've heard the show, it'll be the night before. Anyway, tickets. Yeah, tickets.
Tickets may still be available.
They may be available. They were running at £18.60 with the price including a meet and greet with a photo op and one bought item signed. And the show's November 7th in Birmingham, England. You hear that? Birmingham, not Birmingham. Birmingham.
Fucking Brummyland.
So there you go. Those are the wrestling rumors. So like I said, no JSP stats this week. Which I did so is straight into Geek Kings.
You get it! Ha-cha-cha!
The fuck's happened to us today? Oh.
We've been overly fed and all that jazz.
Once again, as always, ripping off Colt Cabana as much as I can. This is a fan-supported podcast. I ask for your suggestions. I ask for your requests. Once again, usually only one person gives me them. Sometimes two. Today I got two. Eric Van Gisme of Weir Road, Stanley asks, since it's my 25th birthday, give me a kind one and make it Rodney from the Mean Street Posse in a singles match. To which I say, first of all, fuck you. And secondly, let me try and think. Okay, how about this? Al Snow versus Rodney on the 27th of the 11th, the year 2000, on WWF Jacked, episode 66, from the Hilton Coliseum in Arms, Iowa, USA. I couldn't tell you what the match was like. Not because I couldn't tell you what the match was like, but simply because it was Rodney versus Al Snow. What do you expect it to be?
Yeah, that's a good point.
However, for every nasty Gisby one, there is always two you gotta get got.
You gotta get good.
He asked for William Regal and CM Punk, the birthday boy. And I went, okay, of course I'll do that, not a problem. King of the Ring 2008, William Regal versus CM Punk for the King of the Ring itself in the final. To get there, William Regal defeated Finley and Hornswoggle. Yes, Hornswoggle in 14 seconds.
Alright.
To get there, CM Punk defeated Chris Jericho and sorry about that, Matt Hardy. Excellent match. It's a relatively quick match, an old school wrestling match. Mm-hmm. William Regal wins with the Regal stretch.
Very good.
Right, for a William Regal match though, because I assume that's what you wanted, was two separate singles matches. We are going to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
We are.
1995, 23rd and the 9th. That King of the Ring, by the way, was 2008. Mm-hmm. However, William Regal versus the Wild Pegasus, a.k.a. the Pegasus Kid, a.k.a. Chris Benoit. 23rd and 9th, 1999. 1989, 1985. I will correct myself again. New Japan Pro Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling presents the G1 Climax Special 95, Day 7.
Okay.
Yes, they had a 7-day event.
Wow.
Steven Regal versus the Wild Pegasus. It's an excellent match between two ring generals. It's a hard-hitting, hard-action Japan-style match. For WWE fans, only think William Regal versus Finley. Where William Regal versus Benoit in WWE just turned up to about 11. For CM Punk, man, there were so many CM Punk matches I could do, but I've taken the opportunity I've been given today and decided that since Eric Van Gisme's not here, happy birthday, dude, I'm going to say 3 words that I can say without hearing fucking hell, boring. Ring of Honor, CM Punk versus Homicide on the 15th of the 10th, 2004 at ROH Gold. This is an exceptional match because one of the last matches you see from CM Punk in Ring of Honor that was really like to his top tier. It's also one of the last times you see him fight Homicide. To me, these two are excellent match competitors, excellent. Just got each other quite well and the styles flow together. And apparently that's all I've got.
Okay, now, this week, we would have hashtag fan corner, except Tumblr has been a massive cunt. So instead, what we're going to do instead, I've got a couple of questions I'll ask Dan, get his opinion on, share back forth, and then we'll jump into your favourite segment of mine, of course, the shameless plugging.
Shameless plugs!
But for now, a couple of questions. So Dan, obviously, you and I, usually when we're waiting for Jay to speak on the show, when we're out, whatever, we do pose random questions about the wrestling business, as well as comic books, of course.
Of course.
So on that vein, I'm curious to ask. First question I have: if you could pair, like, create a tag team, right, of a WWE and TNA guy together, right, to form like an uneasy alliance. So a TNA guy, and a WWE guy, and an ROH guy, right, to form an uneasy alliance to enter the Triple Crown.
The King of Trios.
For the King of Trios, right, in the next year's one.
Okay.
Right? One from each of those three companies. Who would it be? Now, obviously, there's obviously people that are in those companies that have been in all the other companies, but that's fine. We'll just assume Vince allows it.
Yeah.
And whatever, if it, I'm not even sure what the King of Trios is for. Is it a charity event or something? Or?
No, it's just for Chikara.
All right.
It's their big annual thing.
Fair play.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
AJ Styles. Jay Lethal.
Interesting. Do you have a name for them at all? Or?
Job this.
Oh, right, I see.
Job this. And, yeah, I think because you've got arguably the best athletes in each promotion now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd probably be it.
All right.
Oh, actually, speaking of Chikara.
Yes.
I just read somewhere online that one of Chikara's upcoming events, the former WWF Tag Team Champion, the 1-2-3 Kid, will team up with Marty Jannetty.
Wow.
To face
the
former WWE Tag Team of the Heartthrobs, Antonio and Romeo.
Wow. Okay then. That is interesting.
Chikara posted it on their Facebook page.
Okay. Let's say you become the new chief executive officer of WWE, CEO. So I'll say at the moment Vince McMahon has both roles. You're in charge. Vince McMahon's away, do the campaign run with his wife. So you're in charge. You outrank Triple H. You outrank everyone. You're that top rank. Who's the first person you fire? Doesn't matter if they work in the back scenes or if they're an active character or whatever. Who's the first guy you fire and why? And similarly, who's the first guy you hire if you can? Lawsuits not pending. You know what I mean? Fuck the lawsuits. But you know what I mean.
First person I hire is Paul Heyman in a creative role.
Okay. And the first person you can get out. We wish you the best in all your future endeavours.
As much as I love this guy's view on history, and as much as I love watching him on Legends of Wrestling, the Roundtable, and listening to him on the old documentaries, it's gotta be PS.
PS Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes is just in his current role, and maybe wouldn't fire him, would maybe demote him.
Okay, that counts.
And put him in an agent's role, if not with a bit of angling towards Like, you can book a few things.
You're still removing him from his current position.
Yeah.
Current.
And I'd probably, in order, because obviously there was space open, I wouldn't hire him. I'd hire Heyman as the second in command, right under the Stephanie, which I probably, anybody would love to be underneath Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Apart from everyone, Jisby.
Yeah.
Who, for some reason,
Each to their own. Each to their own.
as he says.
Yeah.
It's the same with Caitlin, or any of them, apparently. I would probably hire Road Dogg, promote Road Dogg.
Really? He says that about Caitlin?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay then.
I would probably put Road Dogg up and maybe have him swap. Yeah, have like. Cause I think Road Dogg's got a great mind for the business, knows how to promote the superstars, has a good eye for young talent.
Mm-hmm.
Have Heyman in second command and then demote Hayes to book maybe Saturday Morning Slam.
Okay. My kind of last question, I'm curious about. If we were to have a draft at some point after today's date,
Yes.
when should it happen?
The night after. Oh no, it's not Backlash anymore, but the night after Extreme Rules.
So once all the rematches have been done. Oh, cool.
You go all the way up to your WrestleMania. You have your WrestleMania, which is either your blow-off matches or your rematches.
Mm-hmm.
You get your rematches in Extreme Rules. Night after, draft, new beginning, clear the lines.
Awesome stuff. Well, that's all the questions I had. So I guess we shall jump into the most electrifying segment of the show. It is Shameless Plug. You can follow us on Tumblr at totalmarkout.tumblr.com, where you can find the episode archive. You can ask us all questions there by clicking on Ask the Mark something. You can share with us all your favourite wrestling posts, GIFs, images.
Show off.
Show off, yeah, of course.
Click on We Are One for the 30-day wrestling challenge.
Yeah, we do a 30-day wrestling challenge at the moment, so definitely do check that out. Also, don't forget, you can also learn about us, Marks. You'll learn more about us.
Meet the Marks.
Exactly.
Meet our mascot.
You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Total Markout. There you can get breaking news. You also get all the blip updates when they go up. Anything that any notifications we want to send out, we'll send out either via Twitter or Facebook. Tumblr's mainly for like the major posts. Facebook and Twitter is where we post our news and updates and stuff like that. But speaking of Twitter, you can follow us all on Twitter. You can follow the birthday boy Eric Von Gisby at Eric Von Gisby, ErikVandJie, and the D is silent. You can follow Geek King at Geek King, G33K_KNG, that is G3K_KNG.
If you feel like it.
And you can follow me at SteveJones313. That is SteveJones313. We have our separate Tumblrs, geekking.tumblr.com. Again, that's G33KKing.tumblr.com. SteveJones313. That's SteveJones313.tumblr.com. And our mascot, TheLongWalker1.tumblr.com. You might as well. He's sometimes posting funny stuff. So,
Same Twitter.
Same Twitter, of course, as well. We will be back on the weekend. The weekend of November 3rd and November 4th. That'll be episode number 31. Eric Von Gisby, I think, is away again, isn't he?
Yep. Next week is the Raw house show.
Yes.
So he's going to the signing during the day, and he is going to the house show on the night.
Yeah.
However, it was also WWE 13 release day.
Indeed it is.
Which means, while you're doing the show, me and the Mini Funk will probably be playing the game.
Yes. Yes, I'll be hosting the show on my own.
I'll be here. I'll just be going, you Daniel Bryan versus X-Pac.
Yeah.
When it happened, just now.
It's like when he was asking about Kane matches. Shut up.
Kane versus The Undertaker. When? Any of them.
We'll be back next week, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we'll have more. We'll have basically the results of Hell in a Cell and what our thoughts of it were. We'll talk about all the rumours that are going around in the world of wrestling. Well, remember, send in your suggestions to Dan. So if you want to hear any particular matches, just suggest a superstar and ask for a particular match, a promo or jazz, and he'll find you a good one to watch. The more obscure you make it, the harder it is. So, unless you really want to learn about, if you really want to know about how Finkel's greatest match, I think he had one.
Lillian Garcia in a tuxedo versus evening gown match.
Skipperks! So yeah, but you send him a suggestion, you send it via Twitter, send it via Tumblr, send it via Facebook. He'll check out as much as he can for you guys, see what he can do for you. I'm looking for some ideas for top 10s. I'm trying to do a top 10 at least once a month. If you've got any good ideas for a top 10, send them my way via Twitter or by Facebook. And,
click show off on the Total Markout Tumblr, or hell, ask the marks.
Absolutely. So like I said, we'll be back next weekend. So thank you very much for tuning in on one of the best wrestling YouTube shows in the world. #Total
Markout. And now, for a classic wrestling promo. In the tradition of Lou Fans, in the tradition of Jack Briscoe, the Briscoe Brothers, of Dory Funk Jr., of Terry Funk, the man who would never die, there's a nature boy Buddy Rogers upstairs tonight. From the Harley Racers, to the Barry Windhams, to the Ric Flairs, I accept this heavyweight title. Wait a second. Of Kerry Von Erich, of the fat man himself, Dusty Rhodes. This is it tonight, Dad. God, that's beautiful. And Rick Steamboat. And they can all kiss my ass. Because I am not the man who accepts the torch they handed down to me from an organization that died, R.I.P., 7 years ago. The franchise, Shane Douglas, is the man who ignites the new flame of the sport of professional wrestling. Tonight, before God and my Father is witness, I declare myself the franchise as the new ECW heavyweight champion of the world. We have set out to change the face of professional wrestling. So tonight, let the new era begin. The era of sport, of professional wrestling. The era of the franchise. The era of ECW.
That was a classic promo in wrestling history. Goodbye.